Once again, it's a privilege to be welcomed into your homes. Today we are reading from Mark chapter 8, verse 1 to 10. In those days, when there again was a great crowd without anything to eat, Jesus summoned the disciples and said, "My heart is moved with pity for the crowd, because they have been with me now for 3 days and have nothing to eat. If I send them away hungry to their homes, they will collapse on the way, and some of them have come a great distance." His disciples answered him, "Where can anyone get enough bread to satisfy them here in this deserted place?" Still he asked them, "How many loaves do you have?" They replied, 7. He ordered the crowd to sit down on the ground. Then, taking the 7 loaves, he gave thanks, broke them, and gave them to his disciples to distribute, and they distributed them to the crowd. They also had a few fish. He said the blessing over them and ordered them to distribute also. They ate and were satisfied. They picked up the fragments left over, 7 baskets. There were about 4,000 people. He dismissed the crowd and got into the boat with his disciples and came to the region of Dalmatia. There are 2 questions asked in the gospel reading. The question of the disciple is a somewhat despairing one. Where could anyone get bread to feed these people in a deserted place? The question of Jesus is much more hopeful and already points to how the crowd will be fed. How many loaves have you? When we are faced with a situation that seems beyond our resources to deal with, it is important to ask the right kind of question. Some questions only increase our sense of powerlessness. Other questions encourage us to take whatever step we can take, no matter how small. Jesus wanted his disciples to take whatever step they could take to address the hunger of the crowd. There were some resources there which they could place at the Lord's disposal. They could not feed the crowd on their own, but their contribution was essential to the Lord's feeding of the crowd. Dear friends, as people of faith, we believe that the Lord wants to work through us for the good of humanity. It may seem as if our resources are very limited before the task in hand. Yet, if we are generous with those resources and invite the Lord to work with them, he can accomplish far more through us than we could ever imagine. Shalom. Peace.